What I want to do in the next 20 to 30 minutes is to share a bit what are we going to do and to achieve in the next months around Tatango. And just before I start, my name is Ravit, as was already called out. I'm running product for Tatango. I want to share with you a bit what are we doing around customer success and what are the areas that we will be focusing on. It was great to see yesterday all the customers talking about success blocks and what they achieved in their organization. And now I want to share with you what are we going to do more this year. So let's start. We talked a lot yesterday about unleash customer success and what does it mean. And there are main three areas that we are looking on. Unleash productivity. Want to make sure that each one of your organization, each organization will be more productive. We would like to unleash fans because eventually happy customers is the reason we are here, and we want to unleash revenue. These are the main things that we would like to achieve when we are delivering great customer experience and customer success. And the three main things that we are going to focus on, and you will see it in a minute across the roadmap, is first of all, moving fast with no barriers, no knowledge barriers. We are here to help for your organization to move fast, and we'll see that in a sec. Be effective. It's not enough to move fast. You need to know what are the things that you're driving for. So be effective in your communication. And lastly, share and encourage exchange of data, journeys, and outcomes, either within the company or obviously with your end customers. So let's see how Tatango in the next year will help you achieve each one of those. So moving fast with no barriers, we want to make sure that you will have an easy way to start. So 2 years ago, we actually shared the customer journey marketplace that offer all of you different success blocks, different apps on top of the customer OS, which you can actually adopt and start very quickly to deliver value to your customers. There are many apps out there, and you can see that we continue to innovate around the marketplace. We just recently released the Improve Health Success Block. We are now working on a new success block specifically for quarterly business review, and we'll speak about it in a minute. And you can see which success block are highly adopted by our customers. This is an area of focus for Tatango. In fact, I have a product manager in my team that's focusing on that. She is looking every week, what are the top success blocks that customers are leveraging? What are the ones that customers are customizing, and maybe we need to do something with them? We talked yesterday about continuous iterations, continues to innovate around what you're doing. Success blocks are exactly that. We release something, we learn based on your learnings and based on the data that you are sharing with us, and eventually we are changing the data where needed in the marketplace. But that's not all of it, okay? We started with success block, but obviously there are more areas where we believe best practices are required. So you all have in Tatango campaigns library within the success block. Each campaign is actually based on best practices that we learned from the industry. These are the good things to do around a specific campaigns. You have different types of campaigns that you can leverage there. For the ones who are seeing my, bi-weekly emails on Monday, all of them are based on Tatango campaigns. So it's very easy to leverage those campaigns and to create new stuff. We didn't stop there, and we continue, and we just released actually a few weeks ago, and I believe it was called out yesterday, the Objective Library. So you have objectives in Tatango that can be shared across your customers, each success block with the values that it delivers, with the different success plays to drive around this success block, and that's part of what you have. But that's not enough. We're actually gonna continue. And in the near future, you're gonna see more around out-of-the-box templates. So one of the things we know is that you're all been using already Touchpoint in order to document your customer engagement. That's the best and the most effective way to make sure everyone will be aware of specific meetings that your CSM has. But now, we want to make sure that when you're sharing this data, the data will be shared in the right way, according to the data that sales need to see, marketing needs to see, and sometimes your end customer, because keep in mind that all those touch points can be actually shared through emails with your end customers. So that will be an area that we will be looking at in the very near future. But one of the things we talked about is we, Totango, released many success blocks. And we keep iterating on them, and we keep getting your feedback. We know which success blocks are you using based on usage in Totango. We know which success blocks require specific customization. So I want to share it with you. Won't it be awesome if each one of you will be able to see which success block another customer is using, which success block deliver a lot of value. He will be able to share comments. Maybe he will be able to share his success block. So open the marketplace and have a community around that where each one of you can share a success block or a campaign. We believe it will be awesome, and based on the data that I saw yesterday, many of you created awesome things that I think it will be great to leverage around the industry. So opening the customer journey marketplace to all of you is one thing that we are looking at. What else? We want to make sure you will move fast. There are many things that you already automate today through Totango. You automate tasks to your CSMs. Sometimes you are leveraging, and hopefully many people here are using the webbook gallery to automate specific engagement through Slack or through Zoom or to Salesforce. We want to enable you to create an automation flow based on those webbook that you created. So imagine that you almost have like a Lego in your hands, and you can build a flow based on all the things that you have. So as an example, one of your CSMs will identify an opportunity for renewal, and he will trigger a success play that trigger an activity to Salesforce and open an opportunity in Salesforce. Later on, he will schedule a meeting with the customer. So he will trigger an activity with the Zoom webbook, and Zoom activity will be delivered right away. And then, let's say he wanna leverage that and make sure there won't be any issues or any support tickets for one of these customers. So he will be using the Zendesk webbook. So you will be able to create this end-to-end automation through Totango without leaving your desk, leveraging all the Lego blocks that Totango already offer as part of your success play. So what else? We said that we want to make sure you will move fast, you will be productive. So why not do everything from Totango and leveraging all the data that you have in other systems within the tool as well? So integrations with your email system, whatever it is, your integration with your calendar system, again, whatever it is, integration with application like Zoom. These are things that will be available through the tool as well. All of it will be available through Totango, as well as from the email systems that you are using, connecting the data from Totango. So we want to make sure, again, you will move fast, and we are enabling that with all those tools. And almost lastly, around this area, is one of the things you are doing today in Totango, you are creating customer hierarchy where you're trying to mimic your business model. You are trying to make sure that the way your organization is functioning will be built in Totango. But we are changing, right? We talked yesterday many times about iterating and changing. We need to make sure that if your organization is going through a business change, or if you're acquiring a company or a company acquires you, Totango, in a way, won't care. Totango will be able to continue deliver on the value in any stage, regardless how the data is mapped in the tool itself. So all of it will enable you to move fast, and stay tuned because some of those great things are actually coming in the next few weeks. So we talked about moving fast. We talked about moving fast, but it's not enough. We want to make sure you will be effective. So moving fast needs to be done only if you can assure that whatever you are doing is very, very effective. So let's see how are we helping you there. So first of all of us, when we are coming to the office on Monday morning, we don't like to see 25 campaigns that were sent during the weekend. Usually what will happen is that we will delete those campaigns instead of really reading what was communicated there. So we want to give you the power to control when those campaigns will land on your customer desk, when the customer will see the campaign, to assure it will be part of his business hours. And more than that, in his preferred language. So not only English. You might have customers in Italy or Spain or wherever. You want to communicate to them in their preferred language. So now you will be able to deliver those campaigns in their preferred language and their preferred time or time zone based on your definitions. You will be able to engage with them not only through campaigns, but also through in-application, to meet them in their application and communicate to them when they open the app. Now, as always, we will keep emphasis on personalization. I think it was called out yesterday, and I will emphasize it today. Being personalized when you communicate with customers, it doesn't matter in which channel, it's very, very important. I always want to be called as Rafit when I'm seeing an email. That's the most important thing, that I'll feel like someone literally spent the time and sent me this email instead of a machine. So now you will be able to do it. And lastly, around this area is we want to measure and understand the value of your communication. So not only how a specific campaign performed, but how all of them performed across a successful. What are the different value that different campaigns deliver you or different in application? Want to be able to see the whole picture in order to take a decision. Which one is more effective? Which one maybe I need to change? But those type of things are things that we are looking at in order to make sure you will be effective in your communication. Sharing and encouraging exchange of data. It's very important. We talked about it yesterday. We want to create a collaborative environment. We want to create an environment where not only the CSM knows what are the things that he needs to do. It's both the CSM, the rest of the company, sales, marketing, and most importantly, your end customers. We want to share with them the outcomes of the work that we are doing. So let's see what is coming around that. So yesterday, we announced the Customer Experience Canvas. You saw an awesome demo by Nate earlier yesterday morning, how the Customer Experience Canvas enables you to create your journeys. How does the Canvas enable you to design, build, and run your customer journeys? But that doesn't stop there. We actually want to measure the specific performance of those individual events on the canvas. So now we are adding this portion. So yes, we only released it yesterday, and a new functionality is on the way already by our great team. So the first thing will be you will be able to see the performance of specific campaigns and success plays on the canvas, and you will be able to take an action based on your learnings. You will be able to change your journey if needed or to tune it based on the learnings that you will see out of the performance. One of the questions that actually Nate got yesterday from one of the people, I don't remember who, was how can we ensure that the data in the canvas eventually won't be too much to carry? Or how can we ensure that a canvas won't explode from cards, including campaigns and success plays? So we understand that might be a problem. And this is why we want to give you tools to look on your journey in different lens. So you will be able to create different labels for different cards. Depends on the way you're looking on your journey. It might be a customer segment. It might be a specific role that you're looking at. But based on those labels, the data in the cards later on will appear. With those data points, you will be able to filter it. And eventually, you will be able to see different journeys as part of onboarding, as an example. So if you have like an end-to-end onboarding process, but you do have specific steps that are relevant maybe only for SMB versus an enterprise customers, you will be able to mark those cards on the journey itself and then to filter the data to see only the relevant data for you. many innovations will be coming, as Nate showed yesterday, and I think was clearly called out. We believe that visualizing your journey is one of the best ways to control it and monitor it, and eventually see the whole end-to-end process. So Canvas is the only tool that will enable you in one place, design, build, run, and measure. And now it all comes through to this amazing visual, I have to say. And I think the team did a great job around that. A year ago, we released Outcome Success Plan, which enable you to define how are you working with your strategic customers. What are the different objectives that you would like to drive? And what are the different plans and tasks that you would like to drive with each one of those customers? And that exists already in the product. Hopefully, you are leveraging that. And if not, I'm sure each one of the people here from Tatango will be able to help. It's a very easy tool to use. And now with the objective library, it's even easier to use. You just need to pull the relevant objective and to start define the success plan. So that's there, and that already can be leveraged by your teams. But let's say you, as the managers, want to understand what is the adoption of Outcome Success Plan. How many of your accounts really adopting it across their customers? How many of your accounts are meeting the timeline or are actually not following the timeline and have many tasks that are overdue? So you will be able to generate a report from Tatango that will give you all these nice statistics, exactly what happens in each one of the accounts. And obviously, you can create these reports with all the automation that Tatango enabled today, only for SMB customers or based on any other segment that you have out there and you want to look at. So that's something that will be coming in the near future and will enable you to share your numbers and see exactly what is going on within your customer base when it comes to objectives and fulfilling objectives. But that's not enough, right? That will give me, as a manager, the ability to see what's happening with my internal accounts, what is the work that my CSMs are doing. But what about the end customers, right? We said that it's all about sharing and exchanging data. We want to collaborate with them. We want to share data with them. We want to make sure that they will understand the value that they are getting from your product. So one of the things you will be able to do in the Outcome Success Plan is to define specific KPIs that you would like to measure. So today you can define objectives, but now you will be able to measure those objectives based on specific KPIs that you already use in Success Block. So hopefully all of you are using the scorecard in Success Block, and it's great to see all the nice hands and the people that are happy in the audience. Today you can already define objectives as part of a Success Plan, but now you will be able to measure those objectives. Connect a specific KPI to an objective in order to measure whether I succeeded in what I'm trying to achieve. And keep in mind, those plans can be shared with your end customers based on what you will define. It's not something that will remain internally and you won't be able to share. Tatango already offers today the customer portal, and the customer portal will enable you to decide which one of those objectives do you actually want to share with your customers, and all the data will be shared with them. So now you have a way as a manager to see exactly what is been happening in my accounts and what is the work that my CSMs are doing, but even more importantly, to share these outcomes with your end customers, which is very, very important. And if we are talking about sharing outcomes with customers, there's more things that we are doing around that. And we know that one of the things that all of you are spending a lot of time on is delivering report to your customers that prove the value of your joint work. All of you and all of your CSMs today trying to pull meaningful data that exists already in Tatango and to actually communicate that in an effective way to your end customers. Guy spoke yesterday, or Jamie, one of them, on how valuable is time. And I believe we all learned it in the last 2 years more than ever. So we want to make sure that we are effective in creating those reports. Instead of me going ahead and pulling all the data from Tatango manually, I will now be able to actually take this data and leverage it either in Google Slides or in PowerPoint, depends on the tool that you will be using. And you don't have to follow all the steps. It's a very quick demo, but I do want you to feel what are we going to release. You're going to have, and that's just a browser and a template that will be coming again from Tatango. You will be able to take this template, define what are the different KPIs that you would like to have in this template, and automatically the template will be filled in with all the data from Tatango. How nice is it? So we talked about we want to move fast. We talked about we want to be effective. And we talked about the last thing, which is exchange of data. See how nice is it and how elegant is the ability to create those reports from Tatango. This is an example in Google Slides, and as I said, I know many companies here are using PowerPoint. You will have it in PowerPoint as well. But the ability to generate those reports in a matter of seconds. I'm just filling in here the service ID, and the report is being generated with all the data. As you can see, I'm clicking the Tatango tab, and here it is. All the data that was captured in Tatango will automatically be generated in the report. The report will be placed, right? The report will be placed as an attachment in Tatango, which will enable all of you to collaborate on that. If you need to have revisions, you will be able to have that. But all the data will be populated automatically for you, leveraging the template that you will define. So just to summarize, we talked about 3 main areas that we are going to look at. Moving fast, we want to make sure that leveraging Tatango best practices, the out-of-the-box success blocks, campaigns, objective, touchpoint, and in the future, there will be even more. You will be able to leverage them in order to start fast and to be very effective with your customers. So as I said before, it's not enough being fast. You need to make sure you are very, very effective in whatever you're doing with your customers. And lastly, sharing and exchanging data, okay? You want to share data internally with your peers, with your sales team, with your marketing team, and more importantly, you want to share data with your customers. Outcomes matters, okay? We are here to achieve outcomes, and you will be able to communicate all the great outcomes that you achieve with your teams, leveraging the new functionality from Tatango. In the next, I guess after me and also later on, Carlos will speak about how are we going to augment our offering with partners to make even some of these things stronger. How are we going to offer that in different ways? But I think the main message that I would like to finish with is unleashing CS is what we started with. This is the most important thing, and this is our focus for the next year. How awesome will it be to listen to customers? I believe we listen. I believe we hear all of you, and this roadmap is actually a delivery and a reality come true for many of the comments we heard in the last few years. And as was said yesterday, and I'll repeat it, the inputs that we are getting from customers are very, very important for us, are awesome, and for sure me and the rest of the product team and obviously the customer success team listen to all this feedback and leverage that in the product. So with that, I hope if there are questions, I'll be happy to answer them later. Thank you.